So I just had an interesting idea. First things first, we're gonna buy at the shop. There's a vendor coin, there's 2 apothecary items, and a Sword of Kings. Why not take magic missile, right? I'm gonna buy any keys. I just want to see what happens here. Great. So the idea here, and this is a video, you can probably read the title and tell what's about to happen here, but I'm gonna spend a lot of money on the fountain. We're gonna go into the dungeon and see what happens. This is gonna be a train wreck. I might even die, to be honest. A few horrible things happened. My guess is we're gonna notice. Well, a lot of good stuff happened too, right? So my guess is we're gonna notice there's gonna be a lot more resources, gold, ore, keys, chests. There's gonna be a lot more bad things happen, right? There's gonna be more traps. Enemies might have more health. There are gonna be more elites. There are gonna be more wizards. There are gonna be more red hat archers. Maybe more archers in general. The button is probably going to be stuck in Act 2 until there's obviously a lot more gold. Part of the reason I did not buy keys is I'm thinking we're probably going to find a lot of keys. Probably going to be a lot more enemies, which is fine if we get the Midas set. That's even more gold for us. Not necessarily a bad thing. If we get to Act 5, or even the previous acts, and there are a lot of mini-bosses, those should drop more keys, more items. Overall, as long as we can live the run, it should be more profitable than usual. See, 2,500 gold on floor 1. It's pretty good. 3 ore on floor 1. It's pretty good. It's a decent item. I say it's a decent item. If you're playing a caster, then that is undoubtedly probably the best gray item. Even for a left-click thief, a left-click thief, such as this one. It's pretty good. Daggers are cheap. See, that's a lot more spiky beetles. Obviously, we have more elites spawning. It's a lot of mohawk grubs. We have lots of elites spawning. It's actually also a lot of diamonds. So we're getting more gold. Yeah, the fountain's a little volatile. If the button isn't stuck, I'm actually going to be amazed. The button getting stuck is one of the worst things that can happen, because it can kind of stunt your early games a little bit. You get a lot less gold in Act 2, maybe you can't afford stuff from shops. Although, might be outweighed at this point. We did spend 50,000 gold on the fountain, so. And we do have all the upgrades bought on this character. I noticed at the last second that was a dead end. Still got hit by the spikes. Worth. Okay, so we have actually already gotten a bronze key. Just the one. It's our first bronze chest. I don't think bronze chests are actually even any better than just regular unlock chests. Have slightly higher odds to contain an item instead of like a diamond or ore, but oftentimes you would prefer that from a bronze chest. Preferred over a gray item, that's what I'm trying to say. Okay, it's another key. So I bought out the shop on the last floor, and I can't help but notice I have 5,000 gold. Okay, that gave us a green. I don't know if the fountain improves that kind of luck. Like if I'm more likely to get better items from chests. I'm sure we'll notice as the run goes on. Although there is variance, I could just be getting lucky. But I think you can say with decent confidence that this is a lot more gold than you're supposed to get even with the thief bonus. Or though, not looking all that great, if I'm honest. And probably the fountain can also make more secrets. Don't know if it affects luck on this puzzle. Although, you know, usually I just get one from that, so who's to say, maybe it does. It did seem like a lot more good things happen than bad, which is, you know, that's why you upgrade the fountain, right? Question is, did we have enough good luck to outweigh the benefit or the downsides of the amount of mages and stuff we're going to see in later acts? The amount of mini bosses in Act 5, which albeit could be a good thing, honestly. Mini bosses in general, I think, are not necessarily a bad thing because they can drop items, they can drop keys. I honestly think that might be a positive thing, assuming you can deal with them, which left-click Thief can pretty consistently do. Also, we did start with Sword of Kings, so I mean, we'll see. If we get an early King set from shops, which we've only seen one of so far. Oh my god, okay. Sword of Kings, pretty powerful. Couldn't tell. Yeah, I don't know. I'm just interested to see if this run ends up being really easy or a little harder than average. There is a shop. Thinking starting Act 3, I'm going to have to use a lot of throwing daggers. Just have a feeling there's going to be a lot of ranged enemies. I think bad luck does make it a little more likely that stuff like that vent is going to trigger. We're just going to take all of everything. We have ridiculous amounts of gold. There's a silver key over there. Sure would be a shame if the button was stuck, which it's almost certainly going to be. which I think is actually the biggest downside, but considering this is Act 2, I'm not sure if that's really even that bad a downside, but we'll find out. That's what this run's here for. And there's the button, so we're about to find out. Yep. Easily stuck. There's really not even a chance. Of course, we still will get some of them, because there's at least one that can spawn, where you can get a light bridge that goes around it. Of course, there isn't one like that on this floor. But it does exist. This is really unfortunate, because pretty much all the gold from this act are behind these. I almost... If we couldn't get shops on the next 2 floors, I'd almost say it's worth skipping this act if the button is stuck. And this puzzle is just not worth doing. I think the timer's longer in single player. Tell you what, we could get a bronze chest, we could get an unlocked chest. Just don't go all the way because you don't want the silver one. We don't have a silver key, so that would be useless to us. In fact, I don't think we even want to go any further than this. We'd rather just have the unlocked one. If we're in control and can't get the silver one, I want the unlocked one. Save the bronze key for a chest that we can't control. Okay, that was decent. Honestly, 4 is pretty common on that one. Win some, lose some. Rooms like this, absolutely fantastic. Because there are no doors. If the button's stuck on one floor, by the way, it's going to be stuck on all of them. It is something horrible that happens. But I mean, really, we have a lot of gold, so I'm not sure that it even matters. Although I did use the fountain an exceptional number of times. That said, if you're in multiplayer, there's no reason you can't use the fountain that much, since everyone's fountain affects the town. But they also all have separate costs. Each of you spends like 3 plays on the fountain. That's 4 people. It's pretty much the same amount as I played it, right? Maybe even more. And it's only like 1,500 gold or something for 3 plays. Well, for 3 plays, it's 700 gold, less than 1,000. Could be worth. I don't know the solution to this. I'm really bad at these, so just give me a moment. I need to play with this a lot more and learn how to actually do it. I actually think I can do it from here. No. Yep, yes, actually. Like this. And then if I do this... Yeah. That got me a bronze key at least. I don't want to talk about it. Puzzle's hard. I'd need to spend a lot of time with it to learn it, I think. At least to the point where I wouldn't hate it. Sometimes it's just not even worth doing, to be honest with you. I would say the mini-bosses are a good thing. It's mostly geared towards Act 3 and Act 5, because in Act 5 they can definitely drop keys, and in Act 3 they can definitely drop items. Don't recall Act 1 and 2 or 4 mini-bosses dropping anything. Blackjack's actually pretty good. One of the better grays for left click build. I would even call it good, to be honest. Stunning enemies, even if it's only 10%. It's strong. It's really strong. And actually, button being stuck didn't really matter at all on this floor. There's one room gated off with some money in it. But most of this is being open. And also, once you find one button that's stuck, you don't have to pay attention to them anymore. You don't have to look for them. I'd say it's almost a positive. Obviously, it's not, because a lot of the gold is gated behind the button. But, to alleviate it somewhat, we'll say. Okay, so I think we only want 3. 3's the unlocked one, right? Oh, it's a silver key actually. That's even better. So that must just award bronze key, silver key, bronze chest, silver chest. The boss is still a joke. So far, at least. But I kind of feel like they all will be. Noticing right away there seems to be a shit ton of ore. Dang. I didn't start with pickaxe, did I? No, I have a vendor coin. We have light bridges, so we can actually access all these chests. We do not, however, have a gold key. That said, even without the pickaxe, this is going to be a lot of ore. Everything starts to ramp up pretty significantly once you get to Act 3. Which is good. This is actually a fun act as well, unlike 4, which is... Oh. Act 4 is not especially enjoyable. Is there a shop? There's not. There are potions on this floor as well. That's cool. I would love to find a gold key. There are definitely things that can drop keys in this act. I think the ice traps can drop things. The mini-boss can drop items. I'm unsure if it can drop keys. I would like to think it can. That said, I'm not sure there are any mini-bosses on this floor. I swear sometimes the grapple goes straight through things, especially the ghosts. And I mean, they're ghosts, so in their case I can actually believe that that's intended. I can open a silver chest, and this is actually one of the easiest trap rooms on this floor, if not the easiest. Alright, and this isn't looking like the most ore I've ever had on a run, but it's looking pretty decent. I have ended a run with over 300 ore before. In fact, it was the run I did before this one. If you saw what I had in town starting this run, that was all from one run. I think when I started the last run I had 0 ore and about 200 gold. Perhaps closer to, it might have been closer to 1,000 gold actually, now I think about it. Yeah, I got 55,000 gold and over 300 ore from one run. It was pretty insane. I had the, in Act 1 I picked up the pickaxe as well as 100% ore gain from one of the sacrifice shrines. Only had to give up resistance, which I think is, it's not the best one, but it's up there for sure. Top 3, easy. Armor is what you want to give up. You want to give up armor. Shop, please. There is indeed a shop. There's 2 chests in there. Is there a silver key? There are so many silver chests. No silver keys. No mini bosses? What in the world? I guess it's only floor 2. With any luck, there will be a king's item or other good blue in the shop. I've been getting 2 from that one a lot this run. I mean, shield breaker's not bad, but I don't know if good is exactly the word I'd use. It's great on bosses, I think. I'm pretty sure it applies on bosses. Fairly confident. Okay, and now on a normal run, you would have plenty of keys to open all these chests. Since I wanted to do a silly run, I spent all of my money on the Fatman. Or at least almost all of my money. About 50,000. So you could just continue a whole floor like that, grappling between mobs. That would be a lot more efficient. I like to take my time and loot as I go. Can you grapple the chests? Nope. Worth a shot. Oh, we don't have a silver key. A little ahead of myself there. Should loot this room first. Did I get the gold in that room? I don't remember. I'm not going to backtrack to it. There are no gems on the map. I do kind of wish that the map showed gems, or not gems, gold. Gold in general. Fancy plume's actually great. Is the shop on this floor? Yeah, so we'll go back to the shop and see what got added. So even if you've bought up the shop, Fancy Plume will add another item. Okay, you can see what I mean, especially there. In that a lot more archers will get added. The red hat ones in particular. Which can be quite annoying. Even if you take your time on these floors, you'll pretty much never get the threat. Can't say that was really worth coming all the way back here for. Okay. No shop. They're usually at the top. Interesting layout. There's a lot of gold on this floor, as you can tell. Definitely a chance this could be my highest gold run. I haven't had a run buffed by the shrine for gold yet, so. So, this is essentially how I think you should clear floors. Just maintain combo the whole time. And if you get really efficient at that, I think that this could be a lot faster than a right-click build. So you don't have to wait on mana. All of your stuff is cheap, quick to cast. You can work your way back around the floor. Pick up everything if you want it. Or if you just want to go fast for some reason. Then you don't necessarily have to do that either. It'd be nice if they added another combo orb or something that gives you extended combo timer. After you've activated combo once, of course. Just so that you can chain around a lot faster. Keep combo active longer, clear a whole floor. Oh. Glad we peeked there, although I would have went in there to clear those anyway. Okay. We're doing pretty good on resources, honestly. This was a bit of an awkward floor layout. It was spaced pretty well. I'm gonna mana gen. It's okay. Not as good as combo regen. It's because it's a lesser effect. I'm not even gonna bother to clear those. Just get what I missed on this side and move on. Once you're strong, this boss is just, I mean, enough said, honestly. Picking up Dragon Scale Mail from that boss is fantastic. Okay, and we're gonna go straight to that. So this is a bit of a weird floor. It's huge, you might notice. But the enemy density is actually tiny. I see very few spawners, there are statues here and there, not many enemies at all. So the fountain has some interesting effects, for sure. It's almost like I rolled, I ended up with less enemies, but bigger floors. Gonna make this act still pretty tedious, to be honest, but a little less dreadful, really. Still quite long. And to be honest, because of the nature of the buttons on this act, not having Fog of War can make you miss a lot of stuff. Chapter 4, Dark. So we'll do Dark 4. Don't worry, I'm keeping my eyes out for buttons, and I did see this one over here. Don't immediately see what it opened, however. Most of the time I recommend using these. 15 armor is actually the best, and we get 100% ore gain, so it should be a pretty good run for ore. Chapter 5 should give us absolutely tons. And honestly, this chapter has a lot sometimes too. The reason I think armor is the best thing to give up is because most of what you're going to get hit by is magic projectiles. You're not so worried about arrows because you can cut through them, and obviously melee monsters are just not going to hit you. So it's really only magic damage that you're worried about. Okay. Assassin's Dagger is actually good. Those statues, not a fan, to say the least. Okay. Still no shop revealed. In fact, I'm not even sure what that one revealed. This, maybe? Is that open? There's no chest in there, so it doesn't... This, perhaps. Not super worried about the gold, but there could be another button over there. And this is a big floor. So there are probably a lot of buttons. So I'll go over. I'll check. Good to note if there is gold behind these or not. In this case, there's really not a lot of value back there. You could consider crossing just for the gold, if there's a lot. Or if you really want to min-max. But it's not necessary. Don't consider it worth the time, usually. Checking the tops of the maps is good. Here in particular, we can see we found a passable and a button, so we know to go up there. This is not the part we need to go up, though. Nor is this. I actually almost missed that. I opened a silver chest that we can't open. But maybe we get a silver key. There also could have been a button in there. And there's usually gold in the secrets. Okay, so this is where the button is. And the passage was here too. Book of Enlightenment is actually literally useless to me because this is not New Game Plus and I am level 20. You see, I don't even, against mini bosses, have to use my right click basically at all. It's more of a priests annoy me ability than anything else. There's no reason to fight that statue. I'm always tempted to skip this act just because it's so long. See, like, we're barely even fighting enemies and it takes forever. Did I get both books? Okay, there was only one. I mean, even if you miss one, it's no big deal. You do only need to find 3. And if you find 2, it's 50-50. Which is not unreasonable. Malign 2. And I'm going to be honest here. If ever I looked at the map of one of these and the shop was already visible somehow, I would just go to the shop and then leave. Not even put up with the rest of this act's bullshit. Like, look how big this floor is. It tempts me so much to just leave. Now, honestly, we're doing well enough that I may do that just for the sake of time more than anything else. Like, decay 1, which means wither is 3. Like, honestly, the more I consider it, or the more I play this act, the more I consider just skipping this act forever. It's like, I just came here, I got the gold from it, I don't see another switch, to be honest, I'm gonna leave. Just cannot be bothered. That's not a portal, right? No. Yep. Just gonna leave. Done. Don't want to deal with it. This floor is a bit of a special case. There's a lot of gold around and quite a few places where the switches are likely to be. Like, if you really wanted to take your time on this act, good. An obscene amount of gold. If you broke all of the pots and stuff, like, there's an incredible amount of gold in these dead ends just sitting around. Fireflies you don't have to worry about too much. Did I say Wither was 3? Blood is 3. Wither and Decay are the same thing. I thought Decay looked weird in my notes. It's because usually I write Wither. We do have a shop open now, so that's this floor. That's this whole floor. I'm gonna go to wherever the ore is. I'm gonna go to the shop. And if there are keys, I'm gonna get those. And then if there are chests I can open, I'm gonna get those. And that's it. I'm not gonna go to the random one-off corner to look for a switch because I don't really care, to be honest with you. I saw that there was a gold key on this floor somewhere earlier. I'm definitely gonna get that. I'll open one of the gold chests. I'll buy Cloak of Many Pockets, because that item. And like, I'm gonna open that. I'm gonna look around the map. It's not immediately obvious that I should go to where that opened. Then I'm not gonna go to where that opened. I think it opened this. Probably not even gonna go to this section. That's a lot of gold. It's all the way down there. So unless the exit's down there, then I'm not sure if I really care. This is probably the exit. It was not. But usually the exit will be in somewhere that is already open. It's a lot of ore. That is a lot of ore. Oh my god, that's ore. Okay, so we'll get this. Then we'll go to the ore. I mean, we'll go to the bottom left because it's probably where the exit is. Well, the exit switch, at least. Game really likes to test my patience. Of which I have very few, by the way. I get bored quite easily. That imp is great. He could give me a red key. It's not gonna give me a red key, but it's literally possible. Give me some gold. Give me a lot of gold. That's a lot of gold. Gold makes me do more damage. It's not the worst thing he could have done. What did that open? Silver chest. We don't have a silver key and there's no ore there. So I guess where we're not going. Have I not revealed the exit yet? What in the world? It was 10 ore right there. Okay, this one's the exit for sure. But what opened? Secret opened somewhere. It might have been this. If so, that's a little sad, to be honest. In fact, I think it was this. 2 pumpkins. Wow. And then you get to the boss, and even the boss is slow. It's a really good act. Alright, so this is the boss. Welcome to the boss. If you kill him too fast, sometimes this happens. Yeah, so this is how you beat this boss. It's a very enjoyable waiting mechanic. I couldn't 1800 a few seconds ago. What items do I have? Hold on. Oh, you know what? I do have 132,000 gold. It's a lot. I think it's 50,000 gold gives you 100% damage increase, or is it 10% damage increase? Hold on, quick maths. Okay, so 1,000 gold gives you 2%, which means that 10,000 gold gives you 20%. So yeah, 50,000 gold would give you 100% damage increase, right? So I'm doing 200% damage. Close on 300% damage. And then when I crit, I get another 100% damage on top of that. Like I do 200% crit damage, I think. So you can actually hit the boss before he's spawned. You can hit him now too, it just blocks the damage. Your daggers will not hit the boss though until he is fully materialized, so you have to wait a few seconds. But if you had enough damage and got a few melee crits, you could easily burst him before he even spawns. Which I'm not quite sure how the game would even handle that. Don't worry about killing these things, by the way. You can literally just sit here and left click. This is time based. The little thing that appears after you hit the book in the middle, you can see it kind of, it's a meter that fills. It's not a literal meter, but the icon will change. So that was almost done. Like, it's really noticeable on the dark one, so I'll show you there. Stay in the middle briefly on the dark one, so you can see. Or I guess I'll just stay in the middle on the dark one. This is mostly a habit from multiplayer. It doesn't actually matter which corner you stand in. The only thing I would say is don't run around and kill them when you're on the line, because you might get popped by a wall for like 1,000. Like that time he was already at the damage threshold before he spawned. What's the minimum amount of time to do that? Alright. So for dark it's pretty apparent that it's timed. You can see it started to tick there before the first eyeball died. And I assume it's at the halfway point, but this is the first time I've paid careful attention to it. It's more like the 1/4 point that the mini bosses spawned. Unless it just speeds up from here, which looks like it might actually. One more piece of kings. You are honestly decently likely to get that on the last act. Okay. There's a shop. We'll go straight to that. So much water. So I don't know if these bookshelves are ever passable, but I usually check them. I do know that the passables on this floor are bookshelves. Just don't know if those specifically can ever be passable. It might just be the specific spawn. Usually there are a lot more enemies spread out through these tunnels, through the hallways, I guess, not really tunnels. So spawners can actually drop things, money. I think they can drop bronze keys. It's worth opening most of these just for the gold. Use it at the shop, or if you're the thief, it gives you damage. Remember that 1,000 gold is 1% damage. This is where it might get spooky because we've used the fountain so much. It doesn't look like there are that many mages yet, which is honestly surprising. I get that just because it'll give me the combo. Don't need Amulet of Vengeance, that is a waste of damage. Don't need Ring of Transmutation, likewise a waste of damage. Extra lifesteal though, I'm so safe now. Don't even give the frost mages a chance. Just rush them down the second you notice them. The sorcerers, not so bad. Frost mages, they've got to go. Because that happens. They just nuke you in an instant. You run out of things to hit, get hit by a mage, you're done. And sometimes you get these light bridges, just saves you a bronze key, it's whatever. Okay, so honestly, I don't think I'm even gonna go to this section. I'll pop here to get 2 ore. Probably the top as well, because there was some gold there. Like, oh, actually I'm not backtracking now then. Oops. Like, it's just so, the mages are dangerous enough that, okay, don't even screw around. Use the throwing knives, kill the mages. This is easily the most gold I've ever gotten on a run. You know what? There's actually no aura over there. I'm not even gonna do it. I don't have a gold key, there's no reason. Okay, we have a shop. We have a red chest, could be worth. There's a red key, so it is worth. There's a gold key, so we can get one of the gold chests. No idea what this puzzle is. I don't think I've ever seen that one. We'll do the gold chest, or the red chest. We'll backtrack for that. Otherwise, don't need to go over there. I don't have any monster manuals, so honestly it's not worth it. Arcane Power is not worth it. Actually, 2 monster manuals with 10% damage. How much is 10%? 10k? That's worth. Flamewalker, anything near me is gonna die fast enough that I don't need that. The goal of every single dagger I throw is to kill a frost mage. Occasionally a regular mage. Mostly the frost ones. We'll get that later. On the way back. Like, honestly, your mana regening combo should be enough to just walk through here throwing daggers. Since we have no points in it, it doesn't really cost anything. I believe it is 15 per throw. Okay, and now we go back. Won't be backtracking here again. So grab that now. Okay, so sometimes when you open a red chest, you can get absolutely scammed and get a blue item. I mean, that blue item is fine, but it's not a red item. It's like, despite the rarity of red keys and being able to open red chests, you're not even guaranteed a red item, and then even if you do get a red item, sometimes it's terrible or just not worth it. Not worth the rarity, I should say. Like, sometimes the blue item is actually better than the red item. Like if you get the Medusa thing, like last run. So we kind of owe it to this run to break 200,000 gold, I think. Oh, fuck no. No. There's no way I would do that trap. That actually looks easier than the other bullshit one. Alright, frost mages, get out of here. And regular mages also. Okay, we're gonna be opening this chest, so we might as well do this now. I do need to go left there, but I'm backtracking anyway after I get that other gold key. There's 200,000 in one run. See, casual 62% tax. Doesn't go much higher than 60. Like once you've hit 60% tax, it just pretty much doesn't go up anymore. Oh wow, we didn't get a threat on the last floor. Although we did skip a bunch of it, so. Oh, what? Crit? Excuse me? Yeah, that said 3,882. Yes, it did. You're right. That's a big crit. A +1 gold key. I should use that on this floor. Oh wait, that was +1 bronze key. I actually just forgot to use the other gold key. Which would have been a shame because Heartseeker is a very, very good item. Lots of ore. No shop. Oh, we might yet break 200 ore. Yeah, like, I don't know if that can ever be passable. Probably can't. Probably gonna keep checking it anyway. Okay, so again, good thing we bought those monster manuals earlier, because it's another 10% damage. Well worth the investment. That's a passable wall. Tower shield is okay. Nothing spectacular, but okay. I mean, to be fair, we do have... Actually, our armor and resistance aren't that impressive. Yes, to be fair, we don't have armor of kings or anything, we just have the sword, right? Okay, slow down, go get the ore. $250,000 and 167 ore. Not bad at all. Oh, I have 2 silver keys. I guess I should use those. I have to backtrack for 1 silver chest. Don't care about the bronze key. Okay, it's just the 1 chest. If I get a gold key, I can open another one. Crown of Kings. Alright. It's increased base health and mana. I think that is actually 3 pieces. We got the amulet, that's right. That's why we have 90 resistance. Even worth, yeah, Azure. 65% tax rate. So you see, once you hit around 60, it's mostly profit. You make a lot. Still don't think it's really worth your time because you're only making just under half of whatever you collect. Okay. This should be a fast dragon. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, it's a fast dragon. Of course, this thief does not go to New Game Plus. That's ridiculous. It's hitting like 1 to 2k crits. Now I have 500 gold. I actually made 95,000 gold that run. So, yeah, that's pretty good. Up to about 300k, no wait, 350k gold banked in town. Of course, I'll probably have to spend most of the 95,000. Oh yeah, that was a 50,000 gold fountain run. Paid for itself, both gold and ore, and honestly wasn't that difficult. I'd say it's worth it.